Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. Today we have a very cool gun to take a look at, and it's one I've wanted to get my hands on for a while now, the Snowpeak M60B, and this particular gun is a full power 22 cal. Disclosures first, I bought this gun with my own money from Canada Shooting Supply, and while I do have an active working relationship with them, I always do my best to make my reviews honest and impartial. Okay, so right off the bat, it's pretty obvious that this gun was inspired by the FX Impact. And while it is lacking a few of the functional elements that make the Impact what it is, the layout and visual design are very similar. Some of you hate these modern looking designs, and some of you love them. Personally, as much as I think that there are few things as beautiful as a hardwood traditionally stocked rifle, these are super cool looking and really ergonomic. There is space for every style of gun in my heart. Starting with the overall first impressions when holding it, it's great. It's comfortable to hold, it shoulders well, and it isn't too heavy at all, which is one of my only complaints about another similar gun, the Ergonomics Throne Gen 2. It's a bit on the heavy side, at over 10 pounds scoped, making it mostly a bench gun for me. This gun, with a similar scope, comes in a full pound lighter, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes a real difference. That being said, there is another reason that this gun will likely not see a lot of time in the woods or thick brush, and I'm genuinely confused by this choice. The trigger linkage is fully exposed on the underside of this gun. I'm not sure how easy it would be to get dirt or debris stuck in there, affecting the trigger's performance, but why even invite the possibility? Back to the stock. The butt pad is adjustable by loosening this screw here, and the cheek rest, though simple, is really nice. And the way the mag slots in upside down gives you lots of room to get a comfortable cheek weld. The grip is your standard non-beaver tail AR-15 grip, which is nice. It gives you lots of options to get something that fits your hand like a glove. The trigger is much better than I was expecting. It's light and crisp out of the box and is adjustable to suit your preference. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still a bullpup trigger, so it'll never be perfect. But it's a lot less mushy than I was expecting, which is always a pleasant surprise. Quality of the trigger pull aside, there was one issue with it out of the box that I didn't notice until my first time shooting it at the range. The small screw that holds the trigger blade in place wasn't properly tightened down, and as a result it started moving around as I used the gun. Fortunately, I always bring tools to the range, and after cinching it down with an Allen key, it stayed in place perfectly for the rest of my session. The safety is located just above the trigger, in a similar location as on the Impact. It's an intuitive placement, and the simple back and forth toggle mechanism works well and feels solid. The side lever is also a lot nicer than I was expecting. Besides being a bit on the long side, it's smooth and light, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The whole action is very nice. My only complaint about it is sort of a non-issue. The action is kinda noisy, sort of mechanically twangy. I'll try and capture it here if I can, but I doubt it'll pick up. It's not a deal breaker, but it doesn't sound super refined. The top of the gun has a nice long length of Picatinny rail that should be more than enough for all your optic needs. There's also a very short bit of Picatinny on the underside of the gun, just in front of the trigger guard, which is nice to have, but keep in mind that many bipods and other accessories may need a little more room than this rail provides. The gun is regulated with an easy-to-use external regulator adjustment knob just above the 350cc air tank that pumps up to 250 bar. The air tank can also be removed while full, which is a pretty handy feature if you need more air out in the field or are working on the gun. From a full tank in 22, you should get approximately 50 shots at around 900 feet per second, depending on pellet choice. That would be from 250 bar down to 150 bar, which is where the regulator comes set from factory. You get one mag out of the box, and it's really nicely made, and easy to pop in and out of the gun. The 22 cal mag holds 20 rounds. Personally, I would have liked to have seen a second mag included, or a single shot tray, as that's what I tend to favor. But it's not the end of the world. The overall length of the gun is just over 31 inches, and it has a 24-inch barrel, the benefit of being a bullpup. One interesting thing to note is that because of the shape of the stock, it doesn't fit very well in the rifle rest that I normally use at the range. So while I did film my initial pellet testing with that rest, I didn't think it was fair to the gun, and so I refilmed my groups using a bipod. So when you see me using both a bipod and a rest, that's what's going on. Regardless of using the rifle rest footage in parts of this video, all of the groups shown will be ones shot off of a bipod. Okay, let's do some shooting. All of today's groups will be 5 rounds out of the included mag, and I'll be shooting at 40 meters. I don't have any footage downrange today because I'm on an active gun range and it's a headache to manage the cameras when the range is live, so sorry about that. I definitely need to get that sorted out for future videos. And for most of the pellets today, I shot 2 groups of each, just to satisfy my curiosity, except for the first group because I didn't think it was warranted. For our first group, I'm shooting 14.66 grain H&N Field Target Trophy, and it isn't great. It was sort of windy today, and maybe that's to blame for this lighter pellet having a fairly large spread, or the gun doesn't like them, or I suck at shooting. We'll probably never know for sure. Our second pellet is the 15.89 grain Barracuda 15, and they're much better than our first group, and definitely show promise.
The middle is because it's ricocheting up. Yeah, up and then straight back. Yeah, I'm shooting a little bit too high all the time. Oh, you got some. Yeah, well, I usually have some in my kit. Yeah, I brought, that's nice. Those are my cowboy action ones. Yeah. I grabbed the wrong ones. Right. And because of the way they hang down, yeah, you can't get the stock. They cheap. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. The 5 to no, this is the first gen, right? Probably is. Yeah. I have the second gen. I'm really impressed with it. This will work.
Our third pellet up is the 15.89 grain JSB Exact, and these groups are very similar to the Barracuda 15 groups, which isn't surprising as they're the exact same weights.
Thank you. No problem. Okay.
Our fourth pellet up is the 18.13 grain Barracuda 18, and while one group is better than the last 4, one is slightly worse. So make of that what you will, I guess.
They're shooting anyway, so they're shooting down there. So
he's here there.
Up last, we have Barracuda match pellets. They weigh in at 21.14 grains and are by far our tightest and most consistent groups yet. I'd even bet that with a little tuning, you could get this gun to make single hole groups with these at this range. I'm pretty happy with these results.
alright, sorry, I just wanted to. So, if you look where he's got that steel, it's not going to get captured by a bird. At this range,
So, what do I think of the Snowpeak M60B? I think that this gun will be exactly what a lot of people are looking for. Despite a few small quirks, like the exposed trigger linkage, the loose trigger blade, and only including one mag and no single shot tray, this gun offers a ton of value for a very reasonable price. In a time when air rifles often exceed $1,000, or $2,000 or $3,000, an $800 bullpup that is well made, accurate, and successfully imitates the ergonomics and looks of one of the long-standing members of airgun royalty, the FX Impact, this gun is kind of a unicorn, and I can't wait to spend more time with it. I bought this gun specifically to convert it to 9mm, but I figured it would be fun to review the stock 22 cal gun first. By the time this review is live, my M60B will likely be converted already, because I've been chomping at the bit to push some heavy lead through it, so you can look forward to that content coming up. Have any of you shot an M60B? Do you have any thoughts on it? Feel free to share them down in the comments. And feel free to like this video or subscribe to the channel if that's the sort of thing you're into. Thanks for watching and have a great day.